feeling pretty proud of myself and everyone else that's here actually. So it is a pretty mammoth thing to reach 50 years, because I didn't think I would, but here I am and still with pretty good health. So yeah, it's great.
Proud, pleased that it's acknowledged. I think it's just fantastic that all these people here have not just survived, they've actually thrived. And that's a great thing that that's acknowledged. And I think it's a fantastic thing that it's done with everyone together, so you can hear other people's stories.
It's been a long journey, and my dad had it for 60 plus years, so yeah, I've looked after it myself, tested myself regularly, and I encourage everyone to do that. Yeah, it's been a bit of a journey, had a few ups and downs along the way, but it's never stopped me from doing anything.
My mum took me to a doctor fairly quickly, a couple of days, and he was opposite the hospital, and he was an old doctor, but he picked up on straight away. He said, into the hospital. 2 days later I was up in Sydney in the Royal Alexander Hospital for Children, and I was there for almost 6 months. The thing that surprised me the most, when I went into the Children's Hospital, they took out my adenoids and tonsils. Before I knew what was happening, they were gone.
You used to have a glass needle that had to be boiled up regularly, and I was never terribly good at doing it as regularly as it should be done.
The bad old days was the syringes. Unlike other people talking about boiling, I didn't have that. We had a little lunchbox sort of thing with methylated spirits in it.
Needles are so much smaller and thinner, so there's less pain. Sometimes the old needle was so big and thick that it would be quite painful if you got it in the wrong spot.
When I was in the hospital in Sydney, I went down underneath one day, and here's this guy sharpening all the needles, which they wouldn't do nowadays.
But you also had to test your urine, which was pretty tricky at times when you were out for a meal.
Yeah, you had to do the urine test, put the tablet in and let it change the colour and match it up to the chart. The syringes, you had to boil them and put it in metho and all that there. It was so different.
The worst part was absolutely the urine test. Nobody liked doing that, so the blood glucose monitoring and that just make life so much easier to deal with than what it was in the bad old days.
There's nothing that a diabetic can't do. Travel, sport, there's some really well-known, high-profile sporting people. Music, art, do what you want to do, and just go for it, is my advice. But take it seriously.
It didn't stop me doing anything. Even having a bit of cake.
You're still alive, get on and live life, because it is very manageable.
It can be a hindrance, but you've just got to have a can-do attitude and get out there and do it anyway. So yeah, don't let it get you down.